this night, we do what we want. We make our own rules. This is our night. This is
our show.
On this night, we rise.
This is the bleeding edge of science, technology, and ethics. This is
Evolution, unwilling to submit.
We learn all that is learnable.
Tonight, power shifts. Tonight, we raise our instruments of anarchy.
Peaceful coexistence, encryption, software, secure devices, and our minds.
Tonight, we are unbound by law.
It's time for Sovereign Tech. And now your host, the golden stallion of the tech world, the rated R radio star, Brian Sovereign.
Because you know, when the golden stallion gets behind the mic, baby, what does everybody say? They say, Joe Rogan, who? They say, Adam Carolla, who? Tim Ferriss, who? Woo! Because when you're talking about podcasting, when you're talking about the newest news, the most exciting news about getting sweaty, you know, they're talking about the golden stallion, baby. They're talking about Brian Sovereign. The man of tomorrow, Savzu, the rated R radio star, and Sovereign Tech is on. So all you Sovereign Tech sweaties, let's get to it. It's time, as always, to get sweaty. Woo, baby. And what a show I've got lined up for you. What a show. And you know, I gotta be careful with this one because you can fall into a very morose trap. If you let some stuff get to you too much. So I'm going to try and split this up a bit to where half of it, well, admittedly is going to be some very, very, somber, and very unfortunate topics. And then perhaps the other half, or at least, the other quarter or other third, maybe we can have a little more fun, and get away a little bit from the seriousness. But, oh man, I think for a lot of people, they think the world's falling apart right now. With everything going on in Turkey, in Istanbul and in France, and in the United States. I mean, everywhere people are like, oh, civilization is collapsing. Oh my God, we're all gonna die. Well, come on. I love the phrase. And then this is going to, we'll get into our lead story about this. But I love the phrase that really nothing's changed, only the cameras are new. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. To really, things aren't necessarily any worse or any stranger, than they were, years ago. I mean, there's aspects that are new, like the cameras, or perhaps robots. We'll talk about that. But I think there's truth to it. Now there's just light is being shined upon, a lot of these matters, a lot of these situations, but they in of themselves are not really, new things. And as far as even the frequency within which they happened, are not terribly new. And some aspects of all of this, aren't being covered, at all. So, and these things need to be brought to light as well. But anyway, this is a tech show, so we are going to largely deal with the tech angle on a lot of this stuff, and there's a lot of angles of tech to cover with it. So anyway, before we get into all of that, I do want to say that I announced it last week that I would be, for Patreon subscribers, and if you wanted to do it through Bitcoin and some other means, of course, you can email me, contact.zog.ninja to get in touch. But that Patreon subscribers of Sovereign Tech, donators or patrons as they're called on there, would be getting exclusive content. And that was just released, yesterday, actually. Sovereign Tech gets recorded and released every Saturday. At least usually it's recorded every Saturday, but it's definitely been coming out every Saturday for years. but that exclusive content, it's out there. You can go if you